Escalation after escalation that is leading the people of the Middle East straight over the cliff. Each escalation has served as a pretext for the next.
In just the last few days, Israel had begun a ground invasion of southern Lebanon as it targets Hezbollah militants and operations. 2 assailants killed 7 Israelis and injured 16 in a stabbing and shooting attack in Jaffa near Tel Aviv. Iran fired almost 200 missiles at Israel in a Tuesday night attack, calling it a legitimate response to terrorist acts of the Zionist regime. Israel vowed a painful response, referring to Iran as a terrorist state, while declaring the UN Secretary-General persona non grata over dissatisfaction with his reaction to the Iran attack.
100 children.
This was Guterres' indirect response to the Israeli ban on his person.
As I did in relation to the Iranian attack in April, and as should have been obvious yesterday in the context of the condemnation I expressed, I again strongly condemn yesterday's massive missile attack by Iran on Israel. And these attacks, paradoxically, do nothing to support the cause of the Palestinian people or reduce their suffering.
Israeli strikes in Lebanon and the ongoing ground invasion in that country's south has already killed in excess of 1,000 people, displacing 1 million, many sleeping on the streets, while several Israeli soldiers have also been killed.
How many times have we come before this council and warned of the catastrophic situation along the southern borders? How many times have we sounded the alarm that this war could become a regional war that includes many fronts? What is happening today, this unprecedented level of killing, displacement and destruction, this can no longer be tolerated or ignored.
Israel's envoy accused Iran of a direct assault on his country's very existence, vowing that Iran would pay a heavy price.
Let me be clear. Israel will defend itself. We will act. And let me assure you, the consequences Iran will face for their actions will be far greater than they could ever have imagined.
While Tehran's envoy argued that its targeting of Israel was grounded in its inherent right to self-defense.
Iran's missile strikes were a necessary and proportionate response to Israeli continued terrorist aggressive acts over the past 2 months. This includes the violation of Iran's sovereignty, the assassination of political leader of Hamas in Tehran and Iranian citizens, the targeting and wounding Iran's ambassador to Lebanon, and to recent assassination of Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of the resistance and Secretary General of Hezbollah, and General Abbas Nil Furushan, an Iranian military advisor in Beirut. I wish to mention the key facts that clearly demonstrate Iran's action under self-defense is fully justified, lawful, and firmly grounded in international legal principles.
The UNSG again using the meeting to call for a cessation of hostilities in Gaza and in Lebanon, for the immediate and unconditional release of all the hostages in Gaza, and the effective delivery of humanitarian aid to Palestinians trapped in the enclave. Calls that have yet to quell the escalatory nature of the violence that now threatens engulfing an entire region. Shervin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.